I think you have to really keep abreast of what's happening in society. And although Facebook, might have started off, and still a lot of young people use it, of course, mainly for personal and fun things. And people play. There's also huge games and things you can play on Facebook. But still, I think we've seen a big rise in Facebook basically being used for professional communication. And you only have to look at most of the academic conferences. They will build up a Facebook page, and they will interact with the conference participants before and after the conference on Facebook. And also, I've seen many students now when they start projects, one of the first things they'll do, before we would maybe say, let's have an email list, we can send emails to each other. And now the first thing is to make a Facebook page for their project. So this is really being used as a tool. So this is right now. I mean, in 5 years' time, it might be something else, because a few years ago, MySpace was the big thing, and now it's Facebook. So we don't know how long it's going to last, but for right now, if you're keeping up abreast with the latest trends, Facebook is important. I think all the profiles have slightly different kind of characteristics. LinkedIn is much more professional, and it's important to build up your LinkedIn profile, because when potential employers can look at your profile on LinkedIn. I think Twitter is also important as a way of engaging with fellow researchers and also general public in real time, and people. And that is also an important part of the social network spectrum. And Facebook, I think, is kind of the connector. You really can use that to connect to other academics, to connect to conferences, and this is a really kind of, I think, core network now, which you kind of use to supplement with the others. I think you're seeing a lot of people now have everything. They've got their LinkedIn profile, they tweet on Twitter, and they also have Facebook as well. So unfortunately, some things in life become more complex, and I think we just have to, if you really want to be abreast and develop your career, you really can't take any chances to miss out on these important networks. So my advice to the young people is to basically, essentially have a profile on all of them, and then choose one which you want to use as your main projection of your research. And I think you have to use this as a kind of spectrum of your research activities. Still, you should publish the top level journal papers, and still you should try to get into the very good conferences that are the prestigious conferences. But in between the papers, in between the conferences, you should post about your research findings, put up some snippets, some ideas, and you get feedback. I think now a lot of the problems that we're facing in research, the big difficult issues, really need collaboration. So often you can get real-time feedback on your research by using these social networks. So I advise young people to get on all of them. But of course, one thing is that you have to really now, if you're serious about your career, you have to really primarily see these social networks as supporting your career. So you kind of have to stop tweeting what did I have for lunch, or this kind of thing. Occasionally it's fine, but I think you should try to really engage on these platforms. If you want to do it as a researcher, stay focused on your research, and that's basically what people want to read about you.